No, here's a picture of it right there. Remember? Do you remember those little chairs? And if you do you remember?
What's going on?
I have no idea.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Did you pull us? Or did the game just do that?
It did.
I'm reloading.
All stations, green light. We're deploying to the war zone.
Oh, all right.
Oh, shit, I gotta refill my coffee. I'll be right back.
Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets and bring them back fast.
Come on after that, scavenger.
Alright, shit, come back. Sorry. Here we go.
All good.
Try to get more coffee.
All good.
Yeah. I got a whole bunch of them over there. Y'all not the one that makes y'all not dead.
Hey, could you mention that down a little bit, please?
Longest river in the United States. Reloading. Stein Bear spelled with the array.
Could you turn it down, please?
My brain is broken and so every time I look at the mystery game, I have this visceral feeling that someone is missing, but nobody ever is. Who are they? What happens to them? Then someone goes live free, I know to see them. These are the only people in the mystery game. Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Trudy.
Can you please turn it down?
But something deep within my living brain is telling me there's a sixth member that has been, for unknown reasons, damaged in this timeline in our collective memory
I
of
have to, because that's
species.
fucking annoying, dude. No one wants to hear your fucking radio.
The characters. But then I looked at the picture, and I got this like stinking, feeling that something's wrong. And now I'm like, do they actually think it's wrong, or is the power of suggestion very, very good? And these people saying this like implants the idea in my head, and now I feel like that it's true. In the background feels wrong. Some people are like, oh, maybe they think it's Scrappy Doo. Or maybe it's because there's only 5 of them, so it's like not an even number, and there's no one voting for Velma to pair up with. But now I'm thinking, why did they do that? Why does everybody have a pair except for Velma?
Great. Now I feel the same way, like there's somebody missing in the Scooby-Doo game. I swear there was a 6th person too. But I can't think of who that 6th person could have been. Oh snap, the Mandela effect is starting to take effect.
Welcome to the Secret versus Ordinary Enforcement. Turn up the heat. Looks like Ordinary Enforcement can't take the heat. Ordinary Enforcement can't fight sweat better than Secret Chemicals. Try new Secret Chemical Strength Spray.
The iPhone 13 with 5G on us, with its amazing camera to capture the biggest moments of total wireless in your phone. At 2 men in a truck, we'll treat you and your belongings like we treat our own friends. Whether we're moving you across town or even across the country.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Changing maps.
Be advised, an enemy squad is tracking your location.
In
the Mandela effect is real, then I think I just came across what caused it to happen in the first place. And just like most things surrounding this phenomena, it will leave you with more questions than answers. The term Mandela effect was first used in 2010 by Fiona Brune, but it was 1 year earlier in 2009 when she first became aware of this false memory involving Nelson Mandela. The difference in the years is important because when people search for the cause of the Mandela effect, they typically start in 2010, but they're wrong. They're supposed to start in 2009. That's because there was an incident that happened at CERN with the Large Hadron Collider in 2009. One of the sections dangerously overheated, and when one of the technicians went to investigate what happened, they discovered pieces of a baguette that a bird flying overhead had dropped into the collider. As if that isn't strange enough, the event caused multiple credited physicists to speculate on where that bread-dropping bird originated. In fact, Nielsen of the Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen and Misao Ninomiya of the Yukawa Institute for Theoretical Physics in Japan believe that the bird may have been sent from the future in an attempt to sabotage.
I don't ain't got no weed. I want to
Both
smoke.
of those physicists are part of a coalition of physicists who believe the experiments happening at CERN are extremely detrimental to the survival of our universe. There have been multiple bizarre incidents over the years that have caused the Hadron Collider to stop operation, and they believe that the events surrounding those shutdowns were caused from people in the future using time travel as an effort to sabotage the operation. Keep in mind, these aren't just some random wackos on TikTok spewing nonsense. These are respected, credited physicists who are theorizing these things. If these efforts from the future are causing things to change during our present, then they have inadvertently locked themselves in a paradox, because every time they send something back in time and delay the operation of the Large Hadron Collider, they are altering the natural course of events in our present timeline, ultimately creating the Mandela effect. Of course, this is all strictly hypothetical because we don't know for sure if the Mandela effect is an actual event. And if it is, it may have all started with a bird dropping a baguette. Large Hadron Collider.
I went back to my Italian art book and I found the Mona Lisa. So, for those of you who didn't see the Statue of David video I did, this is the book that I got when I was in Florence studying abroad in 2001. So I'll show you the copyright again. Let's see, there we go. So, 2000, flipping through the book, here is the Mona Lisa. This is her face in this book that I purchased 23 years ago in Florence. This is the face that I've always known. This is the anticipated face. If you have a different face and a different image, please share it so that we can compare pictures and see what the differences are. Because in this timeline, this Mona Lisa has a slight smirk on her face, but she's not smiling. She has got the original face from America's Next Top Model. So, share your pictures with us.
I think I figured it out. I think I know why some of us remember things to be one way, while others of us remember things to be the way that they currently are. And it's because, and this is speculation here, but they did the Men in Black trick on us. You know how they would just pull up a little thing and they'll press it and they'll wipe our memory clean? I think that's what they did to the planet. But I think some of us were asleep when it happened, so our eyes were already closed and we were susceptible to it. Oh man, me and my silly theories.
I know you've heard of the Mandela effect, and if you haven't, please look it up. Now, with Mandela effect, a lot of times this stuff rolls right off my back. You know, it is what it is. It's not moving me. But there's one Mandela effect that really gets me so this is so ridiculous. And that Mandela effect is going to have to be the JFK assassination. And I'm going to tell you why. This Mandela effect went into play probably 4 years ago. But I remember it only being 3 people in my car. That middle road did not exist. And let's be real. How many cars have y'all seen that got roads like that? What kind of car is this? It's a minivan, sedan. It was the driver, Jackie, and JFK in the car. Not that middle row. So this middle row is, at the time, this was a Texas Ranger and his wife. And I don't know, I just never seen car like this. And this is not what it was given when I was talking to school. This is the CERN. What's going on with the CERN? This is the CERN thing. This would be a CERN thing. Now, y'all explain to me why the car in the museum only has 2 rows, like I remember it, right? But all the photos have these magic 3 rows. Like, y'all messed up with this concern. Y'all didn't do y'all due diligence. Y'all didn't scrub it down right because y'all left some remnants of the past. And y'all switched it up. Y'all left y'all remnants. Y'all left some crumbs behind. Because what is this? This is how I remember it. Do you?
I believe at one point I covered all of the conspiracy theories around what happened on this day. And this is the very first time that I'm hearing or even seeing this dang on car having a whole another weird row that is not facing the rear passengers, but facing the driver, but is in the middle. What is that? I don't remember that. I don't remember there being that many other people in that dang on vehicle when John F. Kennedy lost his life that day. Man, I'm confused, to say the least.
Okay, anyone remember the Payless store? You know, the Payless shoe store that supposedly sells cheap shoes? Well, guess what? It says Payless Shoe Source. Source. When was it ever Source? Wasn't it always Payless Shoe Store? I don't remember the source part.
I ain't gonna lie, I always thought it was Payless Shoe Store as well, but at the same time, I can count on one hand how many times I actually been inside that store, so it's not like I was really paying too much of an attention or really cared to be up in there at all. So, hey, it could have been Source. What do y'all remember?
Are you from the old timeline or are you from the new timeline?
Image, I got mine.
Okay, so let's talk about the new effects that had me freaking out for a long time. Apparently, the heart is no longer on the left hand side. It's straight in the middle. If you don't believe it, you don't. In our old world, our heart was on the left. Okay, you ready for the next one? Our kidneys, in our old timeline, our kidneys were in our lower back. In the new timeline, the new world, the kidneys are up, almost behind the lungs. I know, it's insane. And whoever's in the new timeline, please stop saying it's always been there. No, you're new. Our 2 worlds merged together between May and September of last year. Now, I fully think that when that CERN turned on the kaleidoscope and they were monkeying around with the God particle, I think they shifted us in a new timeline. And we merged. Some of us are from older and some of us are from newer. The way I distinguish one from the other is I ask people, where is your heart? If they say in the center, it's always been there, like they're convinced of it, they're from the new timeline. If they say it's on the left, okay, you're my homie. You're from the old timeline, from the old world, what I call the real world. I just posted a few videos. You'll find them all in my CERN playlist, explaining how CERN and these God particles and these atoms and this machine and all this stuff can literally not only push us in other timelines, creating other worlds in this vast multiverse of infinite planets and timelines, but it could technically literally change our DNA structure, and that's what I'm seeing. That's what we're seeing with these Mandela effects. But don't freak out and feel bad if someone says the heart is in the center, it's always been there, and you're looking at them as a relative, and you realize that's not the person from the old Earth, because this is the 2 entities did merge together, so we are always the same, more or less. On the other hand, you have people that have completely, people that we have known all of our lives, all of a sudden are completely different. So somebody was mean before, now they're really nice, vice versa, things like that is absolutely insane. Why aren't we checking up on CERN? Because I'm is it good? Is it bad? What do you...
So this is a new one for me, and I haven't done any research on it all to determine if people are actually saying that the heart is now in the middle of the chest. I specifically remember, if this is a real Mandela effect, I remember talking to this girl in grade school. I'll never forget. It was 5th grade. What is her name? Oh, what is her name? What is her name? What is her name? I can't think of her name right now, but I do have her as a friend on Facebook. I remember her saying something about she had a heart condition to where instead of her heart being on the left side, like the average person, that her heart was on the right side. And, you know, she took all of our hands and tools and placed them on her chest so that we can feel her heart beating on the opposite side. Would this mean that her heart is now in the middle and in the normal place like the rest of ours? In this new timeline? I need to get on Facebook and ask her. I might just do that, and I might actually show y'all her response. So be on the lookout for that. You guys subscribe so you can see it.
So did you know Dora the Explorer lives inside a computer and the ending of the word computer in Spanish is Dora?
Okay.
That's why she has a little cursor following her around, clicking on things. That's why there's a fox, the Zilla Firefox. The whole point of her exploring is because there was a browser called Internet Explorer.
And that wasn't really a Mandela effect as much as it could have just been a simple fact that a lot of us probably never realized. But, that's interesting. Nonetheless, I was a little bit older, so Dora the Explorer wasn't really of my time. Doesn't mean that I didn't catch a couple of episodes just to see what the hype was about that little cartoon. But I don't remember there being a mouse that followed her around. But if it is based on this story here, then it makes perfect sense. Anyway, leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below about this Mandela Effect video, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next. See ya.
I'm reloading.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on the attack map. Get hunting.
Join Google Find Wireless and get $800 off Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra with $300 off instantly. Get booked on one simple ask with help from your own virtual assistant. Stay ahead with insightful tips throughout your day. Order Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra and save $800.
But you know what's going on with having batteries? But an AutoZoner helps them find the right Duralast battery.
Changing mags.
Celebrate free at AutoZone with free parts, products, and services until July 28th.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on launchers by checking off-date perks. Is that your fault?
Yeah. Destroyed.
Like you can check your summon for cooling first before going to the car wash. So turn on paper and save them perfect maps.
Not to argue with someone who doesn't think, and I talk from the sound. This is breakfast truth. It's power in the street. But you're alive. You're carrying the smell of every day. It's the kick at 2 minutes. A little bit more first, then Devin Singletary runs very hard to keep her in that first one second line. There's fresh again, chicken seven. He's talking about the deep burst on the field, racing finally 4,000 pounds. Inside the point story.
Eliminated operators from that squad.
Second and long. Stop, the pressure again, lets it drop. It's intercepted. It's off of Martin. Martin with some blocks. It's out of 20. Still going. Martin. It's 6. Wilson. With time. Looking for a detail. Gonna take a shot down there. It turns around. Is he inbound? Yeah! How often how did he do that? Jackson to Henry. Henry on the left side. Uh-oh! Derrick Henry! Foot race! Down to 10! Final 95 seconds of regulation. Dexter takes the shoulder, takes the shot down. This play here, trying to go up top for it. Walks the left foot, and he wants to still get in the play. Wilson there, so now he's got to throw it deep to the end zone. And that play, Ty Johnson scrapes it off the ground above the ground for the touchdown. Like that. Wilson, Bradford, after the hungry.
Five fail, active. Five station fighters will be with you.
Throwing flash grenade.
You have reinforcements inbound. Hostile UAV in the area.
35. Danger, going deep on the mat. Still up on feet. And push through. Finally taken down inside the 40. So he's been thrown into some games without having a lot of preparation. And so here the last few games of the season, really a chance to dial in at the starter. Breaking one, right at the start, it's a foot race. 40 to the 20, and all the way down to the Cincinnati 10. Lloyd goes in motion. Out of the gun, Rudolph going for it. Oh, it's up for Ridley. He's got it. Touchdown, Titans. 38 yards, what a pass. Just singled up outside, soft coverage. On first down, Richardson will keep it himself. Richardson running to his right. He explodes through the defense, and he stiff arms his way out of bounds inside the 15. Amani Hooker eventually made the tackle. Testament to the job of this coaching staff. Barkley carries it 20 times per game. Has room, and there he goes. Saquon Barkley showing the speed. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown from 68.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Rucker, you're heading to the war zone.
Hostile eliminated.
Enemy soldier incoming.